Well, hello everyone. I've been enjoying my break from the channel. Maybe it's been a little bit too long. This is why I've not been recording anything. Well, not her per se, but I have been playing Conan Exiles, which is still in development. There's not a whole lot to do, but I have been building some things, and I guess I'll go ahead and show some of that off in this little update video. So, this is the starter area actually on the map. This is where you start the game for single player campaign anyway. And there's actually a nice little plateau right here that is suitable for building. And it's not a lot that you can build here, but I think it's nice. I think it is a nice plateau. So I guess we'll start off here with the wall. I've found that you really only need the wall here just because of the height of the plateau. I've got fences running along the outside there because the cliff face makes a natural defense. And maybe facing out into the newbie area isn't exactly where you'd want a wall, but there you go. So as you can see, I am populated with thralls that I've actually used cheats to spawn and then whomp on the head and then bring over to the Wheels of Pain because it takes frickin' ever. Actually, when you, I've got the crafting speed up to like max, and then when you've got the Thralls Taskmasters on there, it drastically reduces the time it takes. So the dancer stage here in the middle, dancers have a major bug where every time you log in, they are actually a white-haired naked man. So you've got to pick them up and put them back down to make them who they were. So we've got the crafters over here. Obviously on the outside we've got the forge and the blacksmith bench, and then on the inside is where I've got all the others. It probably smells wonderful in here because of the tannery. And so it's just a very simple building, and in the grand scheme of things you'd really want more than just one of each. Again, the crafting speed makes that sort of unnecessary because it's almost instantaneous, at least on Tier 1. This is kind of my Tier 1 settlement here. So we've got, just stuff in the back wall. I've put bonfires along some of the corners and filled them with wood because when it gets dark, and having those bonfires is really nice. And having these standing torches everywhere is also really good. So on the other side here is kind of the brewer's hut. It's sort of a tavern campfire out here to make gruel for the slaves or the thralls. On the inside here, just put some of these. The kegs don't work yet, but nice little tavern in here, and the firebowl cauldrons for making potions. One for potions, one for the fire steel, so you can make steel. And then along the outside here, I've just sort of got an outside bench for eating. Guess I can actually zoom out. You get a little bit of better picture when you're in third person. I mean, her, yes, but just the point of view is better. So here's the wall, and you can see the cliff is actually pretty high. It's not too high. When you're zoomed in, you can't really see much. I mean, it does create kind of a blind spot, but I've tried to alleviate that with making the horn platform, and then you can kind of shoot from all angles. But yeah, it's not purely defensible. I don't have archers along these walls though, because they do actually aggro the creatures out there, and then you've got them trying to beat down the cliff. Like the pathfinding AI is not so great when you're entirely closed off. So then we've got the Shrine to Mitra, and I've actually found you have to go, I mean, when you play the game legitimately, to find all these thralls, you actually have to go to various camps and whatnot. And for the Mitraean, well, for all the priests, there are locations throughout where you can get level 1s. The level 1 priest for Mitra is over here. So quite a distance, actually, but not too bad. And one thing I've learned is that you start off the game with one religion, and that allows you to build the shrine right off the bat. But if you want to build any of the others, you actually have to go and find the priests who will teach you the religion. And I believe, nope, that's the wrong one. I believe, jiggle physics, the Yogg, I think the Yogg is over here or over here. It's somewhere over there. But then the set guy is up here, and he's inaccessible unless you cheat to fly up to him. I imagine that's going to change, but for now, the only way to find him is to fly up there. Anyway, so then there's my hut. And I just got my little goodie treasure chests over here, obviously the bed, the nice little chair. These carpets apparently do not disappear. You can't make them dismantle like you can pretty much everything else. I've got my own private cook, and then the upstairs, just a little landing to the outside and personal guards everywhere. So anyway, this has not been the majority of my time spent. In fact, there's another settlement. Yes, there's another settlement that I've spent a lot longer on. The back wall, could use a little bit of work. But if we look from the outside here, and there's a nice camp right there, and then you saw one on the other side where you can go and get some early thralls. But yeah, I mean, this would be a very defensible place for early on. Archers, probably have to worry about the archers, but then again, you can barely see over the wall to begin with. But anyway, I'm going to run down to the second place, which is actually, I think, the best building spot in the game. Okay, so the second location that I found is another plateau over here in the right corner. It is at the very edge of the map. The ghost wall that automatically kills you is like right there. Much closer to the initial priest area, as well as some iron and all that, but these enemies over here are much tougher than down here in the beginner zone. But here's what I've built, and it is a very nice, big, open area that if you had a clan, I think this would be an excellent build spot for everybody. You could build walls to close off pretty much everywhere. But anyway, so we approach the Tier 2 city, Tier 2 walls, and tried to make them a lot bigger here. So I guess I'll just talk about this first. I've built nice thick walls with sort of the guard towers along the side. I've built beds here, which, for aesthetic purposes, they are for the guards. But I guess in a real scenario, if you were to be attacked, for example, by other players, this would probably be a good thing, because then everyone could run from wherever their homes are, come here, set a spawn point, and then every time they die, they'd just be right here in the thick of battle instead of having to run across. So we've got these covered parts of the wall with loopholes in them, and then the third level is the actual outer wall, which has a bit of a security breach. I mean, it's down here with another bonfire. I don't think you can actually get up here. The thing is that you've got sort of a build radius or a claim radius, so I think these walls would prevent someone putting stairs up here to climb. But another signal horn, and we'll just go this way to the roof, and that's much better, I think, for shooting down. You get archers all along here, and then it crosses over to the other side, which is pretty much a mirror as far as the towers are concerned. So anyway, moving in. Right in the front is, well, I mean, okay, so I've got my slave wheels right there, obviously. And then you've got the tavern. Nice long tables here, short tables. I spent a lot of time trying to make this layout work because it gets really tight in here when you're trying to maneuver through all of this, and from a realistic standpoint, I didn't want any bumbling barbarians to come in and start bumping elbows and causing brawls. Anyway, the bar, the cooking area, the gong to announce the next dance act. Yeah. I don't know what to do with this space. I mean, this is just a dancer's stage, but there you go. So anyway, nice big open. I'm okay with how this turned out. The lighting actually is pretty decent in here. One thing about this game is that, in general, it is very dark, and it's very hard to light things up. The lighting, or specular, I guess, from the torches and various things is very different for each lighting source. So anyway, I guess, well, we'll leave that. We'll go along counterclockwise here. We'll come back over to here to the crafting area. So this time I've actually separated. I've got practice targets over there. I've separated the two crafting areas. I've got a smithy over here with the outdoor furnace and and forge, and then the little area for the smiths to just come in and rest, I guess. I don't know. And then over here is the other crafters for hides and the carpentry stuff. A little bit less. This is more for the equipment over there in the smithy, and this is more for just all the miscellaneous things you need. The tower, I don't know. This was really just a space filler. I'd kind of built everything I had wanted to, and then I was just left with a big open space, so I decided to make a big empty tower. I actually thought of it as kind of like a minaret. And the actual design, at the beginning of the game there is a cutscene, intro cinematic thing, and it shows the heroine looking over the city that sort of builds up, and if you look closely you see a tower that kind of looks like this. So I took inspiration there, put a big bonfire in it so you can kind of see it from everywhere, although the draw distance in the game is actually not that great, so you probably wouldn't see it from very far, but whatever. Okay, close that, and then the well, obviously. You know what, we'll just go over here. So this is my second home. It's very similar to the first one, but obviously it's bigger. So you got a nice entertaining room here, guards everywhere. On to the right, well, okay, so you got the seating room. I was actually pretty pleased with how this turned out. It looks nice at night too with the lighting. Then you've got the kitchen, just a big dining table, cooking fire. Outside, you got your private little garden entertainment area. I mean, it's desert. I was really hoping there'd be grass on this side, but the way I had spaced everything out, this is what you get. And you can't get rid of these bushes either, so that's the greenery. Having potted plants, I mean, the game is still very early in development, and you can tell from not just the lack of content, but also from just how it plays. So I imagine they'll add a lot of other things. I mean, there are things that have not been fully implemented, like barrels. They don't have actual assets that have been built yet, so it's just like placeholder stuff. But speaking of barrels, the storeroom. This is probably where I was going to put barrels and chests, and if I was doing a legitimate playthrough, it would be a great place for all my resources, and just put signs up on the wall. Anyway, back on the inside, there's an upstairs, again with the landing that goes out to a nice little balcony, porch, patio, whatever. The view up here was much nicer before I built the arena. And then, of course, the bedroom with a nice Stygian bed, a thing that currently you can only get if you cheat it in. There are many things, like the outfit I'm wearing, for example. But anyway, so the arena. I'm pretty pleased with this one. Open it up, and yeah, I think for clan disputes or whatever on a multiplayer server, I think this is pretty ideal. For an admin, you can get up there and spawn things in here, although actually from sitting up there it will spawn on that ledge and then eat your spectators, so you actually have to stand on this first level. I guess I can go up there. Well, let's go over to the actual gong. But yeah, so you got the VIP seats, the gong, and you can just look out over the conflict. Not quite as big. This is another building that, I had built that half of everything up here, and then I was done. I didn't really have anything to fill this space with, so I thought, well, why not put an arena, a coliseum? That's very Conan-esque. The raised platform for the second level Mitra Shrine, actually it's a sanctuary, I believe is what it's called. Sanctuary, or sanctuary, as it was, because they misspelled it. And then I knew this rock, as soon as I saw this place up here, and you can see it is actually about twice as high, I think, as the other location. Because the ground is very uneven, though, like you can barely ever see over the walls. If I put foundation along there, I could step up over it, but I didn't do that for aesthetic reasons. Anyway, as soon as I saw this area, I knew I wanted to make this into a gigantic overlook. And there's just, again, a camp down there for collecting thralls. There was one down there, but those walls down there deleted their spawn point. So that was cool. And we can look out over the whole thing. Actually, let's go into ghost mode and get a bird's eye view here. See, the draw distance is already getting rid of those thrall wheels, the wheels of pain. Again, this is another layout where it's utilizing the cliffs, obviously, as the walls, but then you've kind of got the awkward big wall facing out into the wastes and the spawn point, which I guess discourages any of the newbies who would spawn over there. All of those locations that you see out there, or the ruins, I guess are spawn points. Like, people will spawn all out here, I'm assuming, in a multiplayer server so that they don't all clump together at the beginning area. It's going nighttime. I guess I can let it do that too. The arena that I have lit up with torches is actually lit up nicely during the nighttime too. And then the outer wall here with more Stygian banners that you cannot get rid of. But, you know, if you look around the rest of the area, I think this... Oh no. Okay, I don't know if that got everything that I was saying, because it actually froze on me. I have been doing just fine with this game on my computer. It's ultra settings, and when I change my run speed to just run around the map to 10 times, I don't experience lag or anything. So it's amazing, but I've never tried recording it before while it's doing things, so a little nervous on that. But anyway, before it gets completely dark here, if you look, excuse me, this whole area I think would be great for a clan. Yeah, it looks nice at night. It would be great for a clan build because it's pretty much the only big flat space in the game, and it is getting too dark now. That is a problem that I have with the game. I assume that the developers figured, especially on multiplayer servers, that you would just have small little groups of people, and so you wouldn't need that much room, and you'd be building up cliff sides and all that stuff. But one of the big projects I wanted to make was a ziggurat, and actually a good space for that is up here, because this is kind of like nice grassy savanna, and there's cool waterfalls and stuff up there. But again, if you actually get a bird's eye view like this and look up, it is not at all flat, and it's all hilly, and it's got these rock spires shooting out of it. So even for a big build, like a big, you know, see it from the horizon ziggurat thing, it's not ideal. This is pretty much the best building location I've found, and I have gone all over the map finding all the secrets and stuff, with cheats of course, but it's still. So, you know, you could build here, you could build a wall right across, rock to rock, and then build wall rock to rock over there, and just it would be very defensible. I don't know why anyone would need this much. I mean, if you were all building, you know, if you had like 64 players on a server and they all built houses the size of the arena, then yeah, then you could all fill this in. But and then even using the foundation trick of building stairs up cliff sides, you could get up onto there, and I mean it's got a lot of cool space. But I definitely think that this was an ideal location, aside from the fact that it's out in the middle of freaking nowhere. It is away from everything, and if you don't have cheats so that you can run a million miles an hour, to get anywhere over here is just a major pain. Anyway, that's my little tour of what I've been spending far too much time doing. Pretty much wasting my weekends. So anyway, really, all this video was to announce that I am going to return. Now that I'm sort of done here, I've kind of petered out on the building. I don't really want to continue anymore, so I won't. So I'm probably going to have a few. You can put those away, honey. I'm probably going to do a few Let's Quickly plays, just to sort of get back in the swing because they're quick to make. And then I will probably start recording a full-on series this weekend, and then maybe have it ready for next week, or I might just sort of save up, and then next Saturday, not this coming one, but the one after that, then we'll start a new series. That way I'll have sort of a buffer, and we'll go from there. So, anyway, Thanks for watching. When this game comes out fully, I don't know if I'll do a Let's Play of it. I'd like to, but it's not really balanced for single player. I don't think the developers intended it to be a single player game, but hopefully they'll figure that out because right now it's just too damn difficult. It takes way too much. I mean, everything in this village I spawned in because otherwise it would have taken a million years to make. But anyway, so thanks for watching. I will see you shortly.